makes us out to be, like, isolated, lonely
To be fair,
people.
we are fairly isolated.
To be fair, I am lonely. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Austin Avenue, Clark Corner. Insert fun little new logo here. Bing! Yeah, it's exciting.
That was the logo.
It's exciting. We are here another week, officially week 3 of Clark Corner, but week, who knows, 100 of being quarantined here under the Rona viral phenomenon that is the world we're living in. Do I have anything else to say about the coronavirus? No. Everyone says too much already, so we're just going to say goodbye. You don't pay rent here, coronavirus, so no space for you. As always, I begin my time here at the Clark Corner with my throat is like sand, and I need a little something to just bring some some liquidation. I need some liquidation brought to my throat, and so Gareth to my left, Challen to my right. Gareth, take it away. What are we drinking today? Oh, gosh, I'm sorry every time. All right.
We're drinking coffee. But this time, it's actually okay. Let me continue pouring as I talk, though.
Oh,
Can I have a cup?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you drink that?
That's a little bit of liquor that was in there from before.
Yeah.
Takes a lot to get through a day here.
So this is actually a local roast. The beans are not local because the United States doesn't grow any beans, but it is roasted locally at a roaster / coffee shop / whatever called Black and White. If you
Not
see
sponsored, though.
Not sponsored, no. So this one is called The Natural. That is the name.
Sorry. I forgot that we...
Actually, we have some connections there. But I can't say what. Just friends and folks that work there. Or used to work there. Still work there. Yes?
Yes.
Erica?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Erica also did not pay rent or is a sponsor, so she doesn't deserve a name drop.
So it's roasted recently. It hasn't been sitting on store shelves for who knows as long. I'm sure this date down here would tell me something, but I really can't actually read what
That's the
it's...
roasting date.
Yeah, I figured, but I can't read what it says.
4/18.
4/18?
That's what it looks like.
It looks like 4/31.
Oh,
point-
4/31 is right. Yeah.
Under a week, so we're looking at really freshly roasted coffee, which is great. It
That is fresh like a newborn babe.
It is pre-ground, but it is recently pre-ground, so we're not losing quite as much as we would. I still don't like to use coffee that it is pre-ground in general, because it loses a lot if it's not roasted right or brewed
Loses
right.
a lot of what, though?
A lot of the joie de vie. We're just gonna stop there.
Olivier?
Joie de vie.
Chalavie.
We know French.
Excited to see the shift in the Clark Corner coffee quality level. Wow, that's hard to say. Clark Corner quality coffee level.
Coffee.
Nope, said one of those words twice. Look, the beans are not specific variations. It is from Colombia and Ethiopia, so it is a blend, but it's a more craftily done blend. That sounds weird. It's a more artisan.
It's a crafty blend.
It's a more artistically done blend. It's blended not to save on money. It's blended to probably bring out more flavors, bring out a more unique profile in the coffee. Yeah. So, let's get started.
All right. Here we go. 3.
Are we doing smelling first? Oh.
Smells like coffee. 3, 2,
I just sipped.
1.
It's not what I was expecting.
It tastes more, to me, more fruity. I think I'm getting better at this, everybody. Everyone may hand now me the medal.
Big body medal?
I'm hearing notes of fruit. Maybe That's all I got.
I'm really intrigued by this because it's not the typical. It's not super acidity. There is some acidity there, but it's not. Like some coffees that are really acidity and have super heavy fruit notes. This really doesn't have a super strong acidity kick. A little bit, which you're gonna get with like most coffee, but not so much. It's more of a subtle flavor altogether, and almost. The first word that comes to my mind is like oaky. That's not a coffee description word. That's a wine description word. But it's the first word that I can think is almost like a more mellow but like full earthy flavor.
This coffee
Kind of like
bag
tropical smoothie.
does have the flavor notes on it.
Yeah.
Has any of us looked at the flavor notes?
I've looked at it, and I'm trying not to say the one that I know I read, which I can taste. But I don't know if I'm tasting it because I read the bag beforehand or if I'm actually just that
I just
good.
did. My vote is like a fruity berry.
Okay, hold on.
Like maybe some kind of fruit notes.
Dark cherry is mine.
That would be what I said.
Dark cherry as in dark comma cherry or dark cherry?
No, like black cherry.
Okay.
And
It is. Are we revealing now?
Wait.
Chocolate is the first listed, then berries, and then balanced, which is what I was balanced. That's like that non super strong acidity. That's
that
not that
fruit.
super like.
I think wood can be. I'm picturing the color wheel, the coffee color wheel with the different flavor notes, and I'm pretty sure there can be wood, or that could be lying.
All right, well, I'm ready for that coffee to start kicking in. Let's all righty, let's go straight to the voting. Ladies first.
I'm ready. Oh, we're doing ice.
Oh! The only way is Essex, right here.
Like a diva.
If you're Piers Morgan.
I'm Simon Cowell.
Then I'm what? Is it Lady Gaga? Christina Aguilera?
Gaga is not from England.
My vote is resounding.
Resounding?
Yes.
I like it. I'm definitely gonna give it a yes. But it wouldn't be as strong of a yes because for higher levels coffee, this isn't exactly what I like. It's a high quality coffee, so it's a yes just for the fact that it's fairly, I wouldn't say head and shoulders, but head and shoulders above the past 2 weeks that we've of coffee in regards to quality. But if we were doing purely high quality coffees, this would be not as strong of a yes for me, but it's a yes.
Honestly, and this has left me shaking. My favorite so far has been the Starbucks yellow bag blend. The yellow bag blend.
That yellow bag, guys.
That just really got me.
I tasted it
that
at another
coffee just
time.
like reached out of the mug and like started caressing my tongue. It was
Well,
really,
I'm
really
done.
good.
I can't talk about the coffee anymore. Now I feel like I would be cheating on you and the coffee if I started talking about it too much.
This is a yes from me. Again, my standards are very, very low. We come here every week with our hearts heavy. Heavy of stories and thoughts and experiences that we need to let loose. They've built up over and over and over again, and if only we had someone to just reach into our hearts and start as if like pulling our consciousness out of the hole of coronavirus despair. And thank the Lord we have that one person. So how are we doing this? Challen is... Where does Challen move?
Noah's right there.
I know, but
And
where
then
did
everyone
Challen-
moves left.
Here we are, the professional to pull us out of our state of being and to draw us into something deeper. Thank you so much for joining us again, Dr. Gregory.
It's a pleasure.
Have you had some work done? Some plastic surgery?
Yes, definitely. Was watering me plants and tripped on a rose, banged me old sniffer against the house.
He's been to Scotland as well and picked up a quick little accent.
Indeed.
I'm starting to wonder if you need some therapy of some sort. That is neither here nor there. Dr. Gregory, you have a question for us? Is that correct?
Indeed. What was the last big risk you took?
Risk.
Risk. Better take notes on this.
Yeah, you better.
I'm not ready. Pass.
Tried to invade North America from South America. Little risk joke there.
I don't like the game Risk.
Little risk joke. Right. The last big risk I took was actually not a, like, probably what people think of when they think of risk, in the sense of, like, doing something bold and crazy physically that or has a clear physical manifestation or physical thing associated with it. But it's actually just been the risk I've taken in regards to choosing to open up and talk to people and share some things that are really uncomfortable for me to share. And partly because I think different people hold different things the most valuable, but for me, it takes a lot for me to risk being exposed for in either a good or a bad way, but it's usually the most risky when it's something you don't want seen or something you don't want exposed. And I've just, over the past couple months, had to take some steps of just being like, okay, I really don't want to share this with someone, but it's the most healthy or it's the most beneficial thing to do it. And it's been taken sometimes. I'm like, go! And so I think that's probably the biggest risk I've taken, which isn't necessarily like a physical doing something big, but it took a lot for me to do that.
Would we like to let the Lassie go next?
Is there a dog? Great minds continue to think alike week after week after week. Though my story is not nearly as deep as that, but it is, I don't know, it was in the same vein. When the first couple weeks back here in Raleigh in my parents' house, after I moved home from Boone, or moved back to my parents' house from Boone, I went on a little hiking trip all by myself, only just one night, and it was only 12 miles. But that, looking, like, I didn't even realize there was a risk really until that night when I was laying in my hammock and I had some chest pains, and I was laying in my hammock after hiking all day, and I saw one other person, and they were an hour or two, probably an hour back behind me on the trail, and I was having these chest pains, and I was looking up into the stars and thinking, oh my gosh, if I'm having a heart attack right here, I will die. and it was that point that I was like, wow, this was a risk. This was a risk. Not having anyone with me that could go run and, in case there was some kind of emergency, to help me get out of there. And so while it was a risk, and in that moment, while I was not having a heart attack, there was also some fear. It also was empowering. Anyway, in that moment, the fear, I think, was weighed because I wasn't having a heart attack. The risk was equally weighed because of the benefits. But I think that was probably my last big risk, was hiking all by myself.
My risk is a little bit more relational, I guess, kind of like Gareth's. This may sound cheesy, but honestly, I'm engaged, and
what?
It may seem extremely.
She's right.
It makes me.
Dr. Gregory, you're so intense.
I'm a physicist. What would you expect?
You're a
You're a
physicist.
therapist.
Oh no.
Who hired him?
This therapy has been a farce. I'm sorry, you're engaged.
Anyway, I am engaged, and it may seem kind of cheesy, but I was surprised at what a like mental and emotional shift it was taking that step, and like the emotions and thought process after that. It was very much like a full shift of no longer being in a kind of semi-permanent position of dating, even though we did take it very seriously, but being able to say, okay, this is my fiance, we're getting married in X amount of months, just completely changed, especially like spiritually and mentally preparing. Marriage is something that no one should take lightly, and it was kind of like a wow, like I am about to vow soon, at a very certain day, to be with this person for the rest of my life, which is something that is extremely difficult, extremely rewarding and amazing, and I'm very, very excited for. But it also is a huge risk, because I can't love and serve the man that I'm going to marry by myself, and I can't at all rely on my own strength, because I have failed to love him so many times. So it definitely was like, wow, this is something that I shouldn't take lightly, as like that first day. That's kind of the first day of being engaged. Those are kind of the thoughts and feelings I was processing through. So I guess that was the biggest risk I took most recently.
That was good.
Thank you.
What do you have to say, Dr. Gregory?
I like those stories. I like them a
Well,
lot.
it's better than last week where you just took a giant poop on our stories. Really. Maybe that part was cut out of the video, but he did, trust me.
Based off my very highly trained experience
As a physicist.
as a physicist, yes, I'd say you all answered that question very well.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Gregory,
We appreciate
to
you.
say your time with us has been a gift is really not doing it justice.
Are you dying?
No, he's about to leave.
Oh.
This room, this chair. Thank you, Dr. Gregory.
Yes, thank you.
You're a talented man. A jewel among...
Oh, shut up.
Stones.
Woo! Well, I no longer feel bad for everything I said.
Wrong song.
Alrighty, and finally, y'all, as we brought to you last week, we have an encouraging word. This week's encouraging word is brought to us by Challen, woman of God, daughter of Eve.
My word is kind of a two-part word. It's the word listen or hear. And I did a word study several months ago and watched a video about what the word listen means in regards to the Bible. When it says the word listen or hear, it's saying, yes, audibly listen, but also at the same time, simultaneously obey. And in the Bible, it's in the Old Testament, Deuteronomy to be exact. Moses is talking. He says, God is talking through Moses, and he's saying, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. So when he's saying this commandment, he's saying, yes, listen to what I'm saying. It's extremely important to love the Lord your God with all your heart. But I found it really encouraging because it's not just something that we hear and, oh, that's a nice little phrase. But it also promotes an automatic response. And like anything that we do, if we are really showing that we are listening and hearing what is being said, then it acts. It has an action behind it. So if I told Gareth I loved him, then he would know that by, okay, am I spending time with him? Am I doing things that he likes? Am I talking to him? Like, he wouldn't know I loved him if I wasn't doing those things. So just, this is a reminder spiritually, but also just to everyone really, that that our words are so much more than just words. So yeah, that's kind of my long encouraging word, is just listen / act and obey.
Yeah, listening in a way that produces action. Thank you, everybody, for watching this week's episode of Austin Avenue : Clark Corner. Thank you for sticking around. We are all just, riding the waves of life together. So here we are, doing it. Thank you, boys, men, and sirs. Stay studly. Thank you, all the ladies out there. Whatever the equivalent for stay studly is for ladies, hear that from us. Until next time, goodbye.